Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another week of story time. I'm Mr. Garrett, and we're going to get started with our weather forecast. So get your weather felt pieces ready, we'll do the weather. So the forecast for Thursday morning this week is supposed to be partly sunny. I think it was like that last week too. So we need our yellow sun, you can get that and put it in the blue sky. We have our green grass down here, and maybe like one or two white puffy clouds. Still plenty of blue sky, but a little bit of cloudiness. And of course, what else do we need? Our tree, yeah. So I'm gonna put the tree up there, and look outside your window in your neighborhood and see if you can see any leaves on the tree near your house. See a lot of green leaves in the ones near the library and in the neighborhood. So I'm going to put those green leaves up there. But we're seeing more and more leaves coming down. So a lot more leaves on the ground, falling through the air. A lot of changing colors. So we saw a lot of colors last week, but then I'm starting to see even more. See the yellow leaves up there. So look outside the window, see if the forecast came true, and see how the leaves are changing in your neighborhood. And over the next week, if they change even more, you can just keep moving the pieces around. All right, now we're going to do our story. All right, so the story for this week is called If I Had a Griffin by Vikki VanSickle and Cale Atkinson. So Griffin, have you heard that word before? It's a type of fantasy creature, and we have a bunch of creatures on the cover here. So we have some familiar ones. We have a unicorn here. We have, we have to make a little fairy right there. We have something that looks kind of like an eagle, but I have a feeling there's more to that creature than just the head. And there's some other ones that I don't recognize, so maybe we'll figure out what those are. If I had a griffin. Look. Eagle head, but I was right. There's more to him. He has like a horse body. Interesting. Last week, I got a hamster. My first and only pet. He mostly eats and sleeps and hides and gets his shavings wet. I think because he's peeing on in his cage. If only I could have a pet with strange exotic powers. I know that I'd find lots to do to while away the hours. So she's imagining all the different creatures that she could get. If I had a unicorn, I'd braid her silky mane. I'd make her silver horseshoes that tinkled in the rain. We'd prance through fields of posies and nibble nectarines. I'd shine her horn with candy corn to make a starry sheen. So they're running through the flowers, and she's polishing the unicorn horn. So sheen, that's a good word. It's like a shininess. Unicorns are pretty, but they're also very shy. On second thought, I'd like to give a hippogriff a try. This is a hippogriff. So it's kind of like a part bird, part horse kind of thing. A hippogriff needs lots to do, like run and jump and fetch. I'd take him to the dog park and to give his wings a stretch. Looks like he's very excited. He's like, but are the dogs excited? How are they feeling, you think? They're like, who's that? He's having fun. Though a hippogriff is tons of fun, the dogs might find him scary. And when it comes to playing ball, well, things could get quite hairy. So he's certainly having a good time. But the dogs are just cowering back here. They're like, who is that guy? Perhaps I'll get a Sasquatch with burly, curly fur. Ooh, Bigfoot. But then I'd spend 3 hours a day attacking snarls and burrs. Trying to get the tangles out of the hair. He's kind of cute, though. If I had a griffin... so this is the griffin, the thing that we saw at the beginning. I'd love each flashing feather. But she needs flying every day, regardless of the weather. You can see what kind of weather that is. Yeah, the raindrops. It's a rainstorm. That doesn't look like fun. Look at this guy. If I had a kraken, like a giant octopus thing, we'd swim in deep sea dive. But I would need a scuba suit in order to survive. That's true. You need special equipment to be in the ocean. He's a big guy. Look, a giant whale. Looks really small compared to him. If I had a dragon with temperamental snout, I'd need a fire extinguisher to put her sneezes out. Oh, that's a good point. You see, dragon nose, steam coming out. Yeah, I think if a dragon sneezed, I think there'd be a lot of fire. Kieran needs a field of grass at least an ocean wide. Oh, I don't recognize that thing. Look at that. It's like a lizard and a deer of some sort. Jackalope needs sturdy reins for bumpy, jumpy rides. Ah, so it's like a rabbit with antlers. Phoenix needs a chimney nest that's smoke and fireproof. Ooh, look at that. Firebird. Manticore needs special floss for each and every tooth. Ugh, look at that guy. I hadn't heard of that before. Looks pretty dirty. Harpies are too screechy. Chupacabras like to bite. Fairies play too many tricks, and kelpies hate the light. Oh, I haven't heard of those before either, like green horses. Basilisk is slippery. Chimera likes to scratch. Mermaids brush their hair all day. And sprites are hard to catch. Oh, look at all those creatures. Yeah, they all have their things that make it difficult to have them as a pet. Perhaps a hamster's not so bad. In fact, he's rather sweet. I love his furry belly and his teeny tiny feet. He may not be a griffin or a creature from the sea, but I am his and he is mine, and that's enough for me. Aw, look at him. It's kind of staring lovingly at each other. Look. He has antlers and wings, though. Oh, I think that hamster has some secrets. The end. Nice. On the back, we have more of our creatures. We have a mermaid, we have our Sasquatch, and a couple other things. Oh, yeah, the little harpy down here. The end. So, if you have your little craft material packet, you can take that out now. Or do a little pet activity. And if you don't have one of these, just get a piece of paper and some crayons. If you do, just get your crayons and a glue stick, and then we'll do a little activity. All right, so in your packet this week, you have some simple materials. Just a piece of white paper and a little water bowl, a little water dish. Because in the story, we had the main character had a new pet hamster, and she was thinking of all these other fantasy creatures that she could also have as a pet. So I figured we could imagine our own fantasy creature. So first thing we have to do, really simple, just glue our water dish on the paper, but leave plenty of space over here that we can draw. So I'm gonna think of a fantasy creature, and an easy way to do this is think of two animals that if you put them together, they would look kind of interesting. So part wolf, part hippo, or part lizard, part something else. Or you could just make a little cute little monster that has special powers. But I think I'm gonna do part of two animals. So I'm gonna do a duck and a lizard, like a chameleon kind of lizard. But you can do whatever you want. So start to think of ideas that you want to do, and as soon as you're ready, you can start drawing. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make my duck lizard thing. So I figured might be kind of cute to have the duck bill like this. So I'm just gonna little beak like that. Maybe a little eye. So this can be the head. And then let's see, maybe this is the neck, and maybe it has some feathers and a little wing like this. But then maybe the tail becomes kind of like twisty like this. If you ever look at a chameleon, they're really cool. They have really twisty tails. Now I have to decide, do I want duck feet or do I want chameleon feet? And I think I'm actually going to do both. I think the front feet can be the little like webbed feet of the duck, but then the back feet can be lizard feet. So I'm gonna do kind of like that. I think chameleons have like little claws that they can grab onto the trees. There we go. Nice. It's getting to be a little silly, but I think that's part of the fun. So keep working on your character and add little details. I'm just gonna color mine in. So I'm gonna make the webbed feet kind of orange. I'm also gonna make the beak orange up here. Go. And ducks can be different colors, but I think I'm gonna keep mine like a white duck, kind of like Donald Duck. And I'm gonna make the back green. That's the color that a lot of lizards are. Not every lizard, but a lot of lizards that you see are green. A lot of reptiles are green, actually. You don't really see green mammals, though. Animals with fur. Fur doesn't really come in green, but lizards are often green. So I'm gonna color this in. There we go. Maybe add even some little scales like that. Little claws. Perfect. So this is my part duck, part lizard, and he has this little water bowl. And I think we think of some special powers for this guy. So maybe he can fly, but maybe he can also change the colors of his feathers, because a chameleon can sometimes change his color to camouflage. So maybe most of the time he has white feathers, but then if he's somewhere where he needs to change colors, he can turn his feathers to red or blue to blend in. So that's my fantasy creature. I'll think of a name for him. But you keep trying different ideas too, and think of what fantasy creature you want to make. So I hope you enjoyed the activity. So next week we'll be back at the same time, 10:30 on Thursday on our YouTube channel. We'll have a new book and new activity to do together. So you can stop by the library starting today to get a little packet of craft materials. And I hope everyone has a really wonderful weekend. Stop by the library, say hi, get some books, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care, everyone.